This video is brought to you by Against the Flow of Mississippi. Against the Flow of Mississippi is a book about Jake Fayard, a Marine veteran who is unhappy with the political machine running the state of Mississippi. He decides to fight the corruption from the inside. Jake will face more challenges than he ever has and will stand up for what he thinks is right. His notoriously hot temper will push him to the edge of murder, along with his friend and brother Kobe Barhanovich. Together, they will fight the system and give the power back to the citizens of Mississippi.
Against the Flow of Mississippi was written by Anthony Oksenholt and was published by Oksenholt Biloxi Publishing, LLC. A link to the book will be placed in the description below.
Yeah, this a revolution in our time. Everybody's fighting, change coming, yes. That's why it's an acronym for riot. Everybody has a voice. Don't you dare stay silent. If you say nothing, you are an accessory to violence.
They've had their say. Seems like they've had that kind of say around here for too long. Look, I had to stand up for myself alone. I went in there to remind them that somewhere in this world there's still a little law and order left. To let them know in the only kind of terms that their kind understand is that they can't bribe or threaten their way out of what they did. To let them do this to me and get away with it, and you give them the eternal right to do the same damn thing to any one of you.
Access 228, your host, Anthony Oksenholt, where we report the facts and we are not for sale. If you have a news story or something that's on your mind, please feel free to give us a call at 228-337-2099. Be glad to have you on. Thank you for listening, and we do appreciate all that you do to support us and keep free and independent journalism doing what we do best. All right, y'all. Welcome to another episode of Access 228, your host, Anthony Oksenholt. And if I'm going to be honest, I got the idea of this video from a Facebook comment on John H. Bryan, attorney at law, which is the civil rights lawyer, if y'all have ever seen his YouTube. My opinion, he has some jam up shit on his YouTube. 100% respect for John Bryan. But RJ Hemme commented, and I'm going to post a comment up here so y'all can see it. I will never understand how muting a body camera is not tampering with evidence. You know what? That comment speaks to my soul. Like that hit so home that it's not even funny. You know, I've had to wear a body cam before. I had to wear Axon body cam when I was briefly with the Ohio Department of Corrections. I'm sure y'all have seen my video on that where I told them to fuck the fuck off and went back home. But in Ohio, you walk into the prison and you got to go to roll call. Well, on your way to roll call, you walk through and you're issued a body camera. You put it center of your chest, same place y'all see cops putting it, right in the dead center of your chest. And this is how I know so much about Axon body cameras. This is why when somebody says, oh, well, they didn't have their body camera on, so it didn't record. They didn't activate their body camera. This is why I could say, no. Axon body cam passively records, so they turn the body camera completely off, which is not hard to do. Option B, they put it into sleep mode, which is not hard to do. Or they muted the audio, which we see a lot of. And I'm wondering, you know, whenever I get pulled over, I'm going to give away my secret here. Whenever I get pulled over and I request a body camera footage, whether I get a ticket or not, I know what they said to me, and chances are better than not, if they pull me over in my vehicle, I've got it recorded automatically. I may or may not get video, but I'll definitely get the audio if they're at my window. And full disclosure, my F-150 that I'm rebuilding, I'm going to get it everywhere. Just watch. I digress. But when it comes to what I really want, I want the between the dugout chat. I want the second officer pulling up and the first officer discussing with the second officer how much of an asshole I am and what they're going to try to do to fuck me over. And I believe all of that is admissible in court. If y'all have seen my videos to where me and a friend of mine were stopped by GPD the day that I had that argument with the city attorney's office, you will hear the officer that pulled us over tell the other officer, hey, go have a conversation with that guy. He's a nice guy. And he said it sarcastically. And in all fairness, yeah, I was being an asshole. And Officer Lindsay, if you pull me over again, I'll try to be a little nicer to you because I don't want to hurt your rookie feelings. Actually, no. Truth be told, Officer Lindsay, if you ever see this, Gulfport Police Department, if you pull me over again, honestly, I've actually got respect for you. But that's for a whole nother conversation. If I see you on the street, I tell you why. But you earn my respect. That being said, if it's a different Gulfport police officer, you're probably not going to get that lucky. Matter of fact, I know you're not. Because I kind of lump all of you in the same category, and I put y'all about as low as I hold my own grandfather, who was the most corrupt son of a bitch on the coast. In a time where law enforcement corruption on the Mississippi Gulf Coast was not only expected, but pretty much a requirement. 50s, 60s, 70s, and early 80s. That being said, again, Officer Lindsay, you showed me your integrity, so I'm not lumping you personally into all this, but I am lumping your department collectively into that. Because so far, that's all I've seen. But what does Mississippi law say about tampering with evidence? Because I want that footage. I want that audio. I want that video. I want to take it to court. You have me detained. Everything you say is on the record at that point. Everything, in my opinion. Because I may question you about it on the stand. Let's see what section 97, 9, 125 of the Mississippi Code of 1972 states tampering with physical evidence is. A person commits the crime of tampering with physical evidence if believing that an official proceeding is pending and or may be instituted and acting without legal right or authority, he, A, intentionally destroys, mutilates, conceals, removes, or alters physical evidence with the intent to impair its use, verity, or availability in the pending criminal investigation or prospective official proceeding. Let's talk about A for a minute. Wouldn't muting your body camera be concealing evidence? It could be. I could make that argument. I could absolutely make that articulation all day long. Would a municipal court hearing or a municipal court trial be considered a pending criminal investigation or prospective official proceeding? Well, let's look at this. Unless it's changed, and I don't think it has, every traffic ticket in the state of Mississippi is a misdemeanor, unless it's a felony. Certain traffic violations would be a felony. Third offense DUI, etc. But it's at least a misdemeanor by Mississippi law. And y'all that are in other areas, I'm specifically gearing this toward Mississippi because it's where I am and where my target is. I could absolutely make that articulation that there's a criminal investigation because misdemeanors are crimes. Now, are you going to go to jail for running a stop sign? You could. Because whereas every traffic violation is considered a misdemeanor, every misdemeanor is an arrestable offense. Anybody ever heard of POP? I'm going to take you to jail for POP. Well, they're not going to say that. But they can say, I'm going to take you to jail for speeding. You're doing 10 miles over the speed limit, you're going to jail. They have the right to do that. Most don't. 99.9% will not. But they have the option to. All right. Paragraph B states, knowingly makes, presents, or offers any false physical evidence with the intent that it may be introduced in the pending or prospective official proceeding. That's plain evidence. C. Intentionally prevents the production of physical evidence by an act of force, intimidation, or deception against a person, or threatens, harasses, or intimidates a witness, or a person he reasonably believes may be a witness in a criminal investigation, to not provide physical evidence or to hide, destroy, or alter physical evidence. Stop recording or you're going to jail. That would make C. D. Solicits, encourages, or assists another person to destroy, hide, or conceal evidence of any type, if it is reasonably likely the state or federal authorities would use the evidence during prosecution of a criminal act by the state or federal authorities. Paragraph 2, which is just actually one sentence, states, tampering with physical evidence is a Class 2 felony. Now, what does a Class 2 felony in Mississippi mean? Well, lucky for y'all, I have that ready to go too. Section 97.9.129, sentencing states, paragraph 2, a person who has been convicted of any Class 2 felony under this article shall be sentenced to imprisonment for a term of not more than 10 years or fined not more than $3,000 or both. Now, for y'all in law enforcement, the two of y'all that watch my channel, let me lay it on the line for you. You and your buddies, I'm not saying that you are doing it, but if you are muting your body camera, stop. you may run across somebody like me who will absolutely nail your ass to a tree in court. So stop. Number two, why would you mute it? Now, when I was required by the state of Ohio to wear my body camera, they told us, obviously, if you got to go number two, if you got to go number one, if you have to make a head call, you got to go do something private like that, obviously turn your body camera off because, hey, nobody wants to file an FOIA and see you shitting or pissing. Let's just be honest. But they can. And if it's on the body camera, yeah, it's public record. For the most part, there's restrictions. Few restrictions, but there are still restrictions nonetheless. But the in between the dugout chats while you got somebody pull over, my argument is that is 100% admissible, especially if somebody's civil rights gets violated and they file a 1983 claim against you or against your department. That can be construed as hiding evidence. How about we not do that? I'm going to leave you with the old adage of it's not the crime that gets you fucked up, it's the cover up. The cover up, the penalty for the cover up is usually 3-4 times as bad as the actual crime would be. You have a bad use of force, maybe that could be excusable if it's your first one and you just got a little out of hand and nobody got fucked up too bad. Not saying I condone it. Personally, I'd put your ass on the fucking shelf in a heartbeat for that. But some departments may excuse it. Some federal magistrates may say, well, he got excited, blah, blah, blah. He's a rookie. Again, I don't personally excuse it, but it may. Muting your body camera in addition to that? Hang on, let me mute my body camera. Hey, Jones, look, man, I'm fixing to go fuck this motherfucker up. You in or out? That's what it looks like you're saying to me. Oh, yeah, let's go beat his ass. All right, well, all right, let's go pull him. He's going to resist. No matter what he does, he's going to resist. We're going to slam him on the ground, and we're going to fuck him up. We're going to tase him because he's pissing me off. He's talking shit. He thinks he knows his rights. So we're going to beat his ass. You down, dog? All right, dog, let's go. How do I know you didn't say that? Why did you mute your body camera, go back to your squad car, have a conversation with your buddy, and then all of a sudden you come up, turn your body cam back on to try to catch me resisting, and the next thing you know, I'm getting my ass face planted on the ground. Huh. 1 + 1 = 2 last time I went to school. And that's going to be the premise. It may be objected to in court. It may not be. How about the legislature change the fucking law on it? I would actually like to see, I would love to see federal law, not state law, federal law, that if you are law enforcement, you are required to have your body cam running at all times. And keep in mind, with Axon, you don't have to activate it. When you activate your body cam with Axon, the only thing it does is it logs at this time it was activated until this time, and there was an event there. It's passively recording anyway. It'll passively record on a full battery for up to like 16, 18 hours, the new ones, I think. Maybe longer. So if it'll passively record, it's going to catch it anyway. Why would you mute? When I did put my body cam to sleep, I did it in the bathroom. I would walk in. This is what I would do. Walk into the bathroom, close the door behind me, turn the camera into sleep mode, handle my business, and before I walked out of that bathroom, that camera was turned back on. Wonder why I did that. To cover my ass. You saw me enter the bathroom on camera and turn it off. You saw me turn the camera on and exit the bathroom. And it's time stamped. It's 100% time stamped. So it's going to say, well, for 10 minutes, I was in there taking Trump to the White House. For 2 minutes, I was in there taking a piss. Whatever. It's going to show. And if I turn it back on, still in the bathroom, obviously fully dressed, now I've got no excuse. Now nobody can sit there and say, well, he did something. Y'all think about it. Somebody needs to push that law. Might reach out to Mike Azell, see if he'll do it. Y'all have a good one. Access 228, your host, Anthony Oksenholt.